We'll find out one way or another. Don't need no script, like a freestyle. One shot, one go, live and direct. You heard me, Kevin? Okay. Edit. Gotta delete all this made by Restream. If I was to do the paid version of Restream, I wouldn't have to delete all the shit they automatically put on your title of your video. But even if I was a billionaire like LeBron James, that nigger, he still pays for Pandora with the ads. He knows something that we don't. They said Mark Zuckerberg still has New Balances from high school he rocks every day, and a 1998 Toyota Camry. They know something we don't. Save $1, you make $1. Share. We'll put this in the usual places. You got to put respect on people's names every now and then. You got to make sure others recognize what time it is. And this is just my opinion. I could be 100% wrong. But this is what some loud black kids across the street, black family moved in, and you know what that means. Loud. So I got to deal with that. Nah, they're cool. They seem pretty cool. I like black people. I do. All right, let me share this one more place. Except the funny thing, it was the black kids that used to make fun of me and say, you look more white than black. I never heard a cracker say I look more white than black. It's always the niggers that said that. But anyways, shout out to Anthony Baez. It's my dog, Tinter from Florida. Can't remember what part he told me, but I don't have it in my notes. I don't have notes. And I'm going to put some respect on the man's name. Now, the best window tenor, that's a very subjective term. Skilled, best, kind of like with sports, like basketball players, who's the best? You're going to have two motherfuckers at the top, LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And there's reasons for both. Oh, Jordan never lost in the finals. But LeBron's got the most points. But this, but that. But when you break it down to the core, was Michael Jordan, just in case, said Kobe over James? Man, that's a whole nother. No, dude. No. Kobe was good, but there's people that don't even have him in the top 10. LeBron James, bro, stop it. Just because it seemed like when Kobe died, he went up 5 spots. But anyways, Michael Jordan didn't have the best 3-point shot. Michael Jordan didn't have neither one of them can shoot threes that great. You don't see him crossing anybody over like Allen Iverson. You don't see him breaking niggas' ankles like Kyrie Irving, who is the most skilled dribbler. Now, you do have the best shooter of all time in Stephen Curry, who some motherfuckers who can't see too good say I look like him, which is not true. Even though he's the best shooter, shooting is one of the best skills, he's not recognized as one of the best ever. But when you put it all in a vacuum, Michael Jordan, it was just the best when it comes to the most simplistic, basic fundamentals. And I got to give it to Anthony Baez, bro. Yeah, I've said it before that I think Matt Blackmer obviously is the best to ever do it in a general term. He's got the most subscribers. He's taught God knows how many people to Tint. The way that he breaks down his videos in a way that's easily understandable. It's all there, dude. He's come up with tools. But in terms of the most skilled, The most skilled. I gotta say, I gotta give it to Anthony Baez, bro. This man's outside in the wind, the heat, and has made a name for himself in the Facebook space of window tinting. I think if the man would do, if he had the time, live videos and do like a how-to, but that might not be in his forte. He might not have time to do that. I think one of the reasons why Matt gets so much praise and exposure just because he has that tech background. And this is not a knock against him. I'm not knocking Matt. But I'm saying, once you take a step back and look at it, it's like, bro, any window tinters that have even attempted to tint a vehicle outside, even on a day that's not windy, that's not perfect conditions, it's rough. And that makes you want to take your hat off to the guys that ride around in a van or a box truck or whatever and tint the stuff outside, bro, and do a good job. I tinted just the front two windows on a vehicle outside of a box truck that wouldn't fit in my shop. It wasn't even that windy and the shit was blowing off the vehicle. Spray the water, it evaporates. And I'm like, damn, how do these dudes do it on a regular basis? I'm going to go through this video and my critique. I haven't seen it, but I saw that it was a longer than 60 seconds Anthony Baez video. Now, he's the creator of the Mobile Window Tinters group on Facebook. Every now and then the motherfucker will post something. You know, he'll post a little video of him doing something like that. When I saw him make a video of him doing this Tesla moonroof, that's a sumbitch even doing in a shop. It's like a 19 long window that goes from the ass to the fucking hood. Curvy, and he did it outside, bro. Heat gun shrink. So I'm gonna go over this video and give my level of expertise. And I have over 100 years of window tinting experience. Fuck you mean by that? Nigga's only been tinting for like 4 years, he says. I may have only been tinting for 4 motherfucking years. But I am friends with motherfuckers who've been doing it for longer than I've been alive. That gives me their expertise. I absorb that. I inject that in my brain. I'm like Neo with the USB plug. I took the USB. Get over here. Ah, shit. What'd I do? I took the USB. I put it in their brain. Teach me everything you know. I stuck it in there. Teach me what you know. And I stuck it in my USB port. Ah! Feed me. Feed me. Okay. And that's what I did. I got 30 years from Rod Chastain. Boom. I got pushing 30 years from Jaybird, James Elwood. There's 60 right there. Matt's been tinting for 15 years. Got 15 years from him. And when I got enough, I took it out. I know enough. Every now and then I'll juice myself with a little bit more knowledge. I'll go on YouTube. How many years you got? 3? All right, fuck it. Give me that. All right, I got your 3 years of experience. So I've got over 100 years of experience, bro. That's why I'm qualified to say what I say. Listen to me. You might learn something. Anthony Baez, let's see what you're doing. Double exposure. I'm going to do a little bit of research real quick on Anthony Baez. Double exposure. See what the people say about him before I do my. Shit. This shouldn't surprise you. Wait, where'd the window go? Hold up. Okay. Window capture. This is what they're saying over there in Florida about my man Anthony Baez. He owns Double Exposure. I know it's what I know that's his fucking company because I looked at the logo on his van. I'm not FBI. I'm not CIA. I don't know those tricks and tactics of how they figure out stuff about people. Some people think that I am. But anyways, Double Exposure, Florida. That's him right there, Anthony Baez. Pushing. He's almost got I've almost got as many reviews as he does. Perfect 5.0. You don't even have 5.0. You want no Tinters out there? Wish you did. I see you crying like little biznatches anytime somebody gives you a 4, 3, 2, or 1. But he's so good, he still has a 5, and I trust it. 5.0 in Florida, in a saturated market like Florida, out of all the places, the Sunshine State, by definition, the motherfucking Sunshine State. There's more window tint shops in Florida than there are drug dealers in Florida. There's more window tint shops in Florida than there are. Okay, they said production said I can't say that. Anyways, in a crowded space like Florida, he's still standing out. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's like a guy that does window tinting in his shop. You know, he's got his nice little shop with all of his shit everywhere, air conditioned. He's like one of them frat bros at the gym, you know, lifting 2, 3 plates on each side. He thinks he's the man. You know, he's flexing his muscles. He's looking in the mirror. And then all of a sudden, Sam Sulik decides to pay a visit to your gym. Oh, shit. Is that Sam Sulik? All the girls were talking to you. All the guys were looking at you. Sam Sulik walks in with a fucking hoodie on. Doesn't say hi. Don't take no pictures. Not flexing. Just got both headphones in. Automatically, you know what time it is. It demands respect. Don't even have to say nothing. The fact that you know Anthony Baez is mobile and he's got that many reviews on Google with dealing with the crazy-ass people in Florida, not one person has tweaked out and been high on fucking meth, crack, coke, weed, all the above and more, and had their nose on the window and, wait, there's a speck right there, man. There's a speck. Whoa. Despite all that, you haven't had one person picky as fuck and give you a 4, still got a 5. All right, let's get to it. Let's see what he's doing. This video's 11 minutes and 21 seconds.
Here. All right, so
I'm gonna break it all the way down.
I'm gonna try to explain everything through this video that I did outside with
Anthony Baez, keep doing long form videos. He said it might be too long. Like motherfuckers don't want to watch a long form video of yours. Yes, they do. That's the problem. He thinks if he makes a long video, ain't nobody gonna watch it. You got it backwards. Yes, we've been waiting on a long fucking video. You tease us with a 60-second clip here, 90-second clip there. The owner of the now 10,000-membered mobile window tint group has got a long-form video and thinks it's too much. Come on, bro. More.
We did
teach us what you know
on a 2024 Arcadia. We are using,
and I like that he fucks with Tint Club. Why? Because he knows that Tint Club, in my opinion, I'm not going to say what the man knows. I think that he realizes Tint Club is flex film but just at a better price. Why spend more on Flex Film if Tint Club is the same shit? That's extra money I could use for something else. Not necessarily that he needs it. He doesn't fall into the trap of I need the brand name shit. He knows that customers don't give a shit about the brand of film. All that they care about is that it looks good and it's going to last. They don't have to deal with no shit later on about it looking bad or bubbling up.
Tint Club 50%. Preferably that's what the customer wanted. We normally tell them to go 70%. But
I don't know the laws in there, but I don't tell people to go 70. I got to talk motherfuckers into 70. This is just in Kentucky, though. People around here, they're like, if it ain't 5%, there ain't no fucking point. Different area.
Like to see at nighttime also, so we tell them that the clarity is pretty much
most people
really
here go 35.
Still at 50%, especially at nighttime. So what we use to
let me get out of the way. I'm in the way.
Dryer sheet. We use Snuggle, and it's been working great for us. See
the dryer sheet. Even though it causes cancer, what the fuck doesn't these days? Yeah, they got the dry shrink prep. That's cool. But okay, let me just not use dryer sheets and save myself from having cancer. Everything else does. You know what I mean? Let me just use this bar soap. And then you find out baby powder causes cancer. So it's like, or you smoke cigarettes. You smoking a cigarette. I'm not going to use dryer sheets because I don't want to get cancer. While I put out this fucking cancer stick, bring the bar soap in, bring the dry shrink prep in.
I try using different alternatives, but Snuggle for me has been my main choice.
Dryer sheet, it works, bro. It causes cancer. Okay.
I try the Irish Spring, but sometimes it works. What the fuck? No. It just tacks too much water. Definitely don't want to use on the outside because it will.
I've used other shit. The dryer sheets just work, bro. I've tried just wet shrinking on windshields. You gotta be fucking careful. It's a lot bigger piece of glass. There's still people that think it's 1984 and they wet shrink windshields. I'll pray for you. It works, but you may dryer sheet. Way to go, bro.
Let's crease up the film.
My opinion.
Quickly. So whenever I'm molding, I always start with my end.
And see, a lot of people want to know, Anthony Baez, why you shrink like that, bro? I don't see nobody. I don't see Matt. I don't see Ralph Van Pelt. I don't see Sean Roach. I don't see Fade to Black. I don't see nobody teaching Kevin Rogers, Mauricio Chapa. Where you at? I don't see nobody teaching people how to shrink the way that Anthony Baez does. He shrinks in a way that if you watch it and you know how to tint, if you watch him shrink, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, what the fuck? This is a train wreck, dude. Who the fuck taught him? Little do you know, his shrink's going to turn out good. He knows how to read the film. He knows how to do it in an unorthodox, untraditional way. How do I know this? Because it took me 2 years before I learned how to read film. 3 maybe. The fuck does that mean? You've been tinting for 4. You didn't know how to read film for... No. You can be able to shrink tint without learning how to read the film. To me, it's like learning how to read hieroglyphics or learning how to read a different language. Once you know what the film is doing with the heat gun, now you cannot know how to read film. Like let me take a step back. If you just heat the film and push it down a little bit, you can still shrink it without knowing how to read it. Just like you can go to Mexico and have a good time without knowing how to speak the language. You can go to Russia without knowing how to speak the language and make it happen. But the experience is different. So he knows, in my opinion, shrinking it this way is going to tighten it up right here. Shrinking it forward is going to tighten it up right. It's hard to explain, but he knows how to.
My ends pretty well. I sped up the video.
He does like 4 or 5, in my opinion, 4 or 5 different techniques. He pull shrinks, he pocket shrinks, he reverse shrinks, and I'm watching this and I'm like, fuck. He knows how to read the film.
This video would take way too long if I posted the whole thing. So I heat
and he uses a smart card.
Pretty much to where it gets like all squiggly and it looks pretty flat.
It's the first time I've seen him explain it.
Then I will start.
This is what made me want to do the video.
the middle of the windshield going to the top, as you can tell right here. It looks like I'm going to hit it and crease it, but trust me.
When he said it looks like I'm going to crease it, yes, it does. 100%. I, along with every other tinter that watches you shrink, that he's going to crease his shit. And when you don't, they're like, what the fuck? Black magic are you doing? I see what he's doing. He's doing like if you watch, what's his name? Kevin, what's his name? I usually know them all by name. Tint World guy. Bald head, buff dude with the tribal tats. I think started Tint World. Black and yellow logo. He made a video one time where he was showing one of his employees, because he owns the whole franchise, how to shrink it backwards. He said, back in my day, we used to shrink it backwards. And he took the fucking heat gun from him, took the squeegee. He actually had a sphere. Why do you tinters don't even know what a sphere is? Old school ones do. I'm only 4 years in and I know what a sphere, S-P-H-E-A-R, a sphere tinter tool is. You're Googling right now. What the fuck is a sphere? It's a tool they don't even sell no more. They do, but the quality of the material isn't the same. I know what a sphere is. He took a sphere and was shrinking it backwards.
Once you get the edges down,
but he backwards shrank. It's an old school method.
After that, you don't have to worry about no creases, no little marks in the tint, nothing like that.
So, look at him.
As you can tell, you see
going right against.
It starts to squiggly.
He basically does it the opposite way of your taught. Don't go directly on top of the fucking point, and he does, and you're like, what? I like that. It tells me he knows what he's doing.
And then it's like all flat. So
it's basically backwards shrink. You don't see that a lot.
I tried it the other way where, you have to heat up from the top.
And to me, this is a perfect example of what works for you. Sometimes it's not that the way you're being trained. If you go to a class and they show you, you can do it that way. But if you want to evolve and do it your own way, that's okay too. Michael Jordan took parts of Hakeem Olajuwon's game for the post move. So did Kobe, right? You take parts of this, parts of that from the greats and make your own little version of how to tint. So,
finger working down, but for some reason I was doing a Tesla one day. And
you will not see anybody teaching people how to shrink the way that he does, but his results are good. So that tells you out there, it doesn't necessarily mean the person that's showing you is wrong. And that's what I tell people that are learning how to window tint. The person that may show you how to how to tint, you may start doing it in a different way. And there's a lot of different people who are going to say, oh no, you need to do it this way. You need to do it that way. Don't do this. Don't do that. Take a step back and realize there's more than one way to do it. It's not that they're wrong. But you can, once you figure it out, you can make your own way. And there's more than one way to skin a cat. Sorry, Kevin.
For me. So I always warm up my edges first.
But you won't see any training videos on how to shrink this way.
When you do it this way, you have less of a chance to even crease the material or get like those little tiny, like it looks like tiny little mountains over here.
He says that while he's like almost about to crease
really
something
on the glass. But I got it out like a champ that I am. So you'll see on the other side too, my assistant's over there. But I started heating up the edges, like I said, working it out.
I'm glad that he's explaining this shit.
And yeah, it does suck. We didn't put up the tent because it was only this windshield and the other one in front of it with two front windows. So normally we put up the tent, but this time we were like, oh, let's be chill about it. It's not too hot anyway.
But I would not say this is not a beginner's. This is Anthony Baez. If don't teach people how to shrink, that is, in my opinion, not a good idea. Not this way. This is like teaching like a 15-year-old that's a sophomore in high school and they're about to get their driver's permit, and you're trying to teach them how to drive a F1 race car. They're not ready for that. This is like advanced shit right here, in my opinion. This is like, once you know how to drive, once you've been to the drag strip, you've done autocross for a couple of years, then you can try to learn how to do it this way. This is not beginner friendly, but that's okay. But this just, to me, shows you how advanced the nigger is.
I just throw a little bit of heat and everything. Just
Mike Burke, that's the dude's name, yeah.
So for all you guys that have issues with, doing the windshields or back windows. And
Mike Burke.
You always mold from the top.
I don't know what I was talking about.
mow from the bottom and see how that works for you. Like you tell right there, see, I just hit up the bottom. Not even working the top yet. Right there I did, but you get the gist. As you can tell right there, see, I just hit up the bottom. Also, whenever you're cutting the film, make sure you snap your blade every single time because you don't want to get the risk of scratching the glass. Stainless steel, I never had an issue scratching the glass.
I'm glad he said stainless steel. There's a lot of tinters out there. Not a lot. There's some tinters out there on video using a 30-degree carbon steel blade. I'm glad that he specified stainless steel.
I don't use copper or whatever you guys call those little metal ones.
I don't
use that at all, so I don't have to worry about
translation
that. People do it when they're like shaving their glass or doing that fine cut line. I don't do that. It's just too much work for me. I don't even take door panels apart. So yeah.
And the fact that he said he don't like taking door panels apart, I get that. There's tinters that do, but you can't break nothing if you don't touch it. If you don't touch it and try to take it apart, it can't break. I get that to a certain extent. I do take off the Ford rearview mirrors, but, well, here's the caveat to that. Is it easier to tint like the roll-up windows if you take the seals out? Yes. You just slide the son of a bitch in there. But I would preface that with learning how to take the door panels apart safely first. If you want to get into window tinting quicker, the two-stage method, in my opinion, because you don't have to learn how to take door panels off. What the fuck you mean learn how to take them off? All you do is, you got to spend 20 minutes on YouTube searching through the results, trying to figure out where all the screws are, where the panel clips are. Even if you know where they are, you still might break one. You can watch a video of a surgeon performing brain surgery. Don't mean you can do it. You can watch a tattoo artist. You can watch them tattoo you. You're watching them, right? You're watching every fucking move. When they dip the needle in the ink and put it on your skin, you can watch them. Don't mean you can do it safely. So if you want to take the time to learn how to carefully pop the panel, especially if it's old vehicle with old plastic parts, you can.
Is that exacto
I like to minimize risk.
That Brandon Hill told me about, and I saw it on a bunch of times on Facebook. So I was like, you know what? Let me cop it. It looks pretty cool, and definitely does the job 100%.
I like that he's talking about that light because they have that cheap version, the knockoff. I think Andrew Cook came out with his own. That was basically a copy ripoff of the original ripoff. So his was kind of like a double ripoff. If you think about it, what's a copy of a copy of a copy? And apparently the guy that came out, here's what's so crazy about that light. All you motherfuckers want to give. Support the tinter. Support the tinter. Don't go for the cheap shit. Don't go for the cheap shit. Now, there's nothing wrong with saving $1. But in my opinion, that dude's light worked good. He had video of him putting it over 5% tint over factory 20 glass, and you can still see it. But I want to save $1. I want to save $1. I get it. But
percent. I would definitely
I made my own.
I mean, it is kind of pricey though. I mean, you can probably get one on Amazon for cheap, or I have a light that plugs into an extension cord.
But it's nice not having to get in and out of the vehicle.
It works out pretty well for me. I never had an issue for it. I only got this one because, like, and
look, you can see the cut line in the video.
And also, my wife is not with me all the time, so
you can see the cut line right there.
Pretty strong, most definitely.
You don't have to get in and out of the car, move the light around.
Right there off.
So I like that pro light.
Look at how strong that thing is.
I made my own, but it's got its issues.
And I was able to reconnect it.
I made my own, but it's got its issues.
That's pretty pimp. That tells you right there the magnet's pretty strong. All right, so I'm just cutting.
Cut right on the glass with a stainless steel blade.
All right, now for the other side. Now it is.
And doing a full windshield is hard enough, bro. I trained this young man, and he had problems with the full windshield towards the end. And full windshields are not easy, bro. Doing it outside,
see it, but for
a good job.
With the sun shining on top of the tint, it makes it kind of hard to see because you have that glare that's like right there in front of you. So the light definitely helped out a lot in this install.
I didn't even think about that, what he just said, the glare in your eyes from the sun outside trying to cut out the pattern correctly. And I always say, do not plot out a fucking windshield, dude. If you plot out a windshield, that's like taking a gun, putting it on your head, and playing Russian roulette because somebody offered you $1 million. Would you play Russian roulette for $1 million? There's gonna be one motherfucker that's always gonna say, yeah, I'll do it. We'll pray for you. We'll keep you in our weekly prayers. Everybody else is who we're talking about. Why? What was it? What the fuck does he mean by that? Windshield could have been replaced. Number two, and what I mean by number one is the gaps. When you cut out a pattern, you're overlapping it to the visible light area that you see through, the clear part of the glass before the blackout. Depending on how they fucking set that windshield in, originally it might have had an inch that you could tuck in on the sides or on the bottom or the top. If they set it in a different way, it might not have that extra inch. And you cut out the patterns that are available. Some dude, from my understanding, cut it out and scanned it. Now, we don't know if that was from an original OEM windshield. We don't know if that's from an aftermarket windshield that was installed. We don't know if he likes to tuck a bunch of shit in on the side. We don't know if that guy likes to have it tight as fuck to where you can't have it. It has to be 101% lined up perfectly. You and I both know, you motherfucking tenders know, that we cut a little bit extra on each side. That way when we're lining it up, we can go a little bit over this way, a little bit over that way, just a little bit in case it tacks. It tacked too early. Instead of peeling the shit back and spraying water on it, I know in my back of my mind, I got an extra 16th or an 1/8 of an inch that I can, compensate. Point is, another thing, have you ever tinted a Jeep? What is it, Kevin? Wrangler, full windshield? If you saw the big gob, the semen squirting gob of black glue, that urethane, sometimes it sticks out past the dot matrix, for fuck's sake. You got to trim that shit off. Don't do it, because there's no guarantee it's going to fit right. Don't do it. That's instead of spending 20 fucking minutes, don't do it. Motherfuckers going, I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay, good. I hope you do plot it out. And after you shrink it, after you clean the window on the inside, after you peel up the liner and spray it, put the liner back down on both sides, and then you roll it up, and then you give it one more spritz, and then you unroll it and you go to line it up, you realize it's too fucking short. Or you realize it's too fucking big. Either scenario, you're screwed. You either got to throw it away or do some trimming. Now you got to cut inside the vehicle, and you know from Encore PPF and Tint, if you cut against that blackout, you're going to show on the outside. Customer's going to say, why do I have scratches on the outside of my windshield? Just bought for my mom not too long ago, a 2002 Camry. It had the full windshield on it. And so with filming my own designs, I love it, but had the full windshield pattern on it. I chopped it off about 8 inches down to make to do a sun strip. I went to line it up. Guess what? Short, a 1/2 inch on each side. No matter how many times I pushed it to the right, how many times I pushed it to the left. Hand cut them. That's all I'm going to say about that. Ran over.
There you go.
Hand cut windshields, bro.
Remember, cut your blades all the time. I sped past this, so there was a couple of spots where I clipped my blade. So, yeah.
Now, Anthony Baez, I don't know about you, but I see a finger right here at the bottom. Now, I haven't seen this whole video yet. If after I make that final cut, I lift it up, lock it down on the sides to create more fingers and shrink it. Why the fuck do you do that for, JC? because I do not like hopping in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of the car, trying to get a finger down on a spot that you can't bring the heat gun into inside the vehicle, which is dangerous as fuck already. If you just snap it on the outside, you don't have to worry about that. I haven't had a finger pop up on a windshield since like the second year I was tinting, dude. I learned in my brain, if you just shrink the shit out of it on the outside, I do the same thing with back and side windows. In the beginning, I was like, damn, I'm doing what these fucks are on video. Why do I keep having to heat it from the outside and jump back in and push it down? It stays down. And then you call your customer, you text them, vehicle's ready. They say they're going to be there in about 30 minutes. Okay. 28 minutes go by. You give it one more look over. That finger popped back up on the back window. That makes you think, don't it? What if you didn't happen to look at it? What if they were waiting there the whole time? And they left and they saw that finger. I've had clients come to me that went to another shop before that didn't do a good job, and they come to me and have it took off and redone. And I'm like, didn't that other place tell you lifetime warranty? If you're not happy with it, I'll redo it. And I've said this before. Say it again, I guess. Am I going to say it again? It's like going to a barber that fucked your haircut up. Do you expect them to fix it the second time? Do you even want to go through the hassle? I gave you my one shot, my one chance, and you blew it, dude. No. I'm not going to say shit. I don't want to be seen as a Karen or a Darren. I'm not going to leave you a bad review. Some people will. I'm just not going to fuck with you ever again. And that could have happened to you because that finger popped up and they got a bubble, they're going to call it. Because you didn't snap shrink it and the finger popped up. Bro, the film can shrink a lot more than you think it will before it burns. Let me say that one more time. The film can shrink a lot more than you think it will before it burns or before it's overshrunk to the point that it won't be able to install. See how tight this wife beater is on me? I think I bought this from Goodwill. I don't know whose this is. It appeared. This is so tight on me that it's hard to take off. That is my analogy I use for window tint. I like to take an extra large shirt, put it in the washing machine on hot, dryer on hot, and shrink it and put it on an extra large size frame. That way it's so tight on there, it fits perfect, it fits snug. Or as some people like to say, a tailor-made suit. Fits on, you can see every muscle, every vein, every curve. You can shrink the film a lot more than you think. Do it. You won't have fingers pop up. Every time you cut it out, look, there you go.
You always want to finalize it because you don't want to have no fingers popping up in the inside.
My dog, right there.
Doing the install,
you don't see every tinter saying this, bro.
Up your little fingers
on YouTube or on the internet.
And as you can tell right there, I showed it in this video. There was some there. And it always happens when you're cutting the material. I don't know why.
He says, I don't know why. Let me tell you this, Anthony Baez. In my opinion, you're changing the shape of the pattern. That's how it was explained to me. The shape of the pattern went from this to this. The shape is different. It was tightened at this size. That's like if you have a tailor-made suit and you cut it a little bit. I don't know where I was going with that, but the shape has changed. It's not tight in the areas that it was tight anymore because those are gone.
Putting less tension on the film.
He basically said it.
Yeah. Now I spray all my windshields before I do the install. I spray it, wipe it with a microfiber, get all that bounce, dryer sheet, Irish Spring, whatever you're using, baby powder, shampoo. You want to get that all off the glass because when you're spraying the water, all that stuff starts to run down. And so I want to eliminate all the contamination that I can as possible.
Good move.
So as you see, my assistant's over there. So I went that side, then I got to go all the way around the vehicle, do it again. This is why it's good to have two people too, because sometimes when you're by yourself.
But see, and here's the thing, he doesn't always have two people. Got to give a nigga credit. He does this. He's just doing just this video as of right now with 2 people. Most time it's solo.
100% pain in the butt. So yeah, here we go. Same thing.
And you very rarely see him complaining.
There you go. So now I always install from the driver's side to passenger side.
Me too.
Because it's just been a thing for me.
Oh wait, no, never mind.
Because of the steering wheel, and I am kind of chunky. So if I do it from the passenger side going forward, then I have the steering wheel in my face. If I knock out the passenger at first, then I realize that I have more room to work with and less film when you go to the driver's side.
I'm glad that he's breaking it down and explaining it. See, I do it differently. I do it from the driver's side, but start on the driver's side. I understand why he's doing it this way. And you see other people start on the passenger side, but start on the driver's. So I understand why he's breaking it down that way. It makes sense.
And it's always worked like that for me.
I would have my rolls a little bit tighter on some vehicles. Now, there's certain vehicles where it has like a HUD, heads-up display, and it's hard to get that film down in there. There's vehicles that have dashes that are real high up, and it's best if you have a really, really tight roll, you can go up over that. Now, if you have a loose roll and it's kind of bigger, shit, when you try to unroll that, it's going to be a nightmare, dude. Best way I can explain it.
So there you see my wife, she's cleaning up the outside right now.
He has kind of a looser roll, also, but on some vehicles you can have a loose roll.
There's no glue or anything that we see on
because
the
there's not so much shit at the bottom in the way to where if you have a big roll, kind of like imagine if you have like a third brake light at the bottom of a back window, let's say like a Nissan Altima, Maxima, Sentra, and you don't cut out the brake light. Imagine if you had that rolled loose and you're trying to unroll it. You got to go, that brake light pushes up from the bottom of the trunk lid area. It's raised. You're going to be a dumb motherfucker and roll it loose and all that shit rubbing up against there. You're going to push it back and now it's hitting the headliner. And you got contamination, you got dirt, you got a starry night.
Like
so if you have it real tight, it'll go underneath that.
Sometimes when you're cleaning on the outside, for some reason you'll see the glue on the outside compared to the inside. Maybe because of how far you're sitting from the glass versus this is like right in your face. So there I am, wiping up the glass. Now I'm getting ready for the install. So we use a blue scrubby. The blue scrubby has been working phenomenal with us. I've heard people saying that they leave like little...
I like the razor blade. Stainless steel. What? Stainless steel. 4-inch. Stainless steel. Them little things work, yeah, but if there's glue, it's going to move it from west to east. Yeah, you can scrub and you can squeeze you to shit. I like to razor blade it. And sometimes the razor blade won't always get the sticky shit off. It's good to do both. Now, if it's got glue from the fucking, what is it shit, Kevin? The oil change. Don't even scrub that because all you're doing is mixing this shit everywhere. It's going to be on the other bottom corner of the windshield. When you go to install it, you're going to look at it, you're going to clean it from the outside, inside, and be like, what the fuck is that? Oh, a piece of glue. That started out way over there. Now it's down there. Scrape that shit and throw it in the garbage. That's what I do. I don't know if there was a glue sticker there. That's just what I do. Now, I'm not going to, berate him on everything. And this isn't an in-depth thing. This is just this specific vehicle. But for me, now I have some vehicles that don't have the oil change sticker. But in terms of cleaning it, scrubbing, and razor blading it, really the best. But
furs behind here and there, but
and then wiping all the area that it might touch with a blade.
Quite a few times. I do freshen it up, give it a little cut here and there, and use a new one. They're very cheap. You get them from a dollar store. So we'll scrub it really quick. Of course, this is a brand
because you don't know if there's a for sale sign sticker on there. Sometimes the used or new car lots will put a sticker on there on the inside. A lot of times it's on the side roll-ups, but still. The scrubber will not get tape off. The scrubber won't get all types of glue off or adhesive. But if you give it a good visual, you'll see if you need to go back and touch it up. where he's been doing it a while. I'm sure he knows, oh, I need to get that. And this is not an in-depth breakthrough on how to do every windshield video. I get that. I'm just going to chime in my 2 cents. Now, another tinter that taught me that had been tinting for 32, 33 years. He puts his hand and feels across the whole windshield. It takes 5 seconds and feels if there's any glue. Your fingers will feel if there's a little nick. You have more nerves in your fingers than anywhere else, even the penis, vagina. The Chinese like to do this torture, which is real sick. It's real sick. Thank God I wasn't born in China. They will take a needle and stick it in your finger. If you watch the show Mr. Robot, you'll see what I'm talking about. The dude was asking too many questions to the Chinese hackers. They took that hypodermic. For some reason, he had one ready in his pocket. Like he was hoping the motherfucker was going to ask him too many questions. Took the 1.5 inch needle, stuck it in his finger, and broke it off. Had a needle in his. Could you imagine the pain? A paper cut. I got one right now. Paper cut hurts more than a kick in the nuts. For some reason, God made us that way. There's so many nerves on the finger. You will feel, trust me. And when you go grab a nice set of rims for your car, you use your hands to feel how nice they are, how curved it is.
Brand new car, there's no stickers, no oil change light, nothing like that. So we just do a quick wipe. My wife runs her hand through it to make sure we don't feel no dirt, when it's wet.
See, I didn't even see this part and he already said it. That's why he's wanted to see. Spoke before I needed to. Put their hand on it. Damn, see?
Of course not dry. It's going to be difficult. And then also we use the bulldozer
old school trick
for all the installations when it comes to back windows and windshields. I just find
that's what I'm saying, though.
To use than any other tool. There I go, putting around the important sauce. Now, people say about the little PPF gel, whatever the case is, you guys do too much. I just pay for the bottle, and that's it. All this chemist and mixing and all that crap, I ain't got time for that. I need to do my installs and go on with my day.
Oh, shit. Anthony Baez. What the fuck did you just say? Oh, shit. Anthony Baez's anti-PPF gel. He's using import tint. Look at him. Look at him.
Whatever the case is, you guys do too much. I just pay for the bottle.
He says I pay for the bottle. I ain't got time to be figuring out what the fuck. I got cars to do, and I respect that. He's got a bottle of import tint in his hands. Even if he had the time to figure it out, it's like, bro, let's say you figure out how to do it, how to make it on your own. How much money are you really going to save? It's not like the gap between the tint brush, wallpaper brush that's $80 that for some reason isn't autographed. If I'm paying $80 for something, like if you buy a jersey, what's his name? Thomas Mahomes, John Mahomes, a Mahomes jersey from Foot Locker or somewhere. It's like $40, not autographed. But you go on eBay and buy a Mahomes jersey, bro, they're like quadruple in price. A pair of Air Jordans, what are they now? 200, Kevin? A pair of Jordans, $200. A pair of Air Jordans signed are like $1,000. Why is the tint brush not autographed? I don't know why Poppy ain't autographing the motherfucker. If he wants $80, $90 for the sumbitch, it's a $3 wallpaper brush. It's a $200 pair of Jordans. At least can I get an autograph for paying 8X for a wallpaper brush? I'm just fucking saying. Am I asking too much? I bought it from you for $80. Can you autograph it? Korea Tinter, I think he had a part in making or promoting it. It wasn't made. It's a wallpaper brush. Abadou, what's his name? Poppy Abadou, Eliu. Good dude. Bad motherfucker with that torch. He's got street cred. But it don't come autographed. Bro, you could take it would take That would, to me, make it be worth $120. Very least you can do is on the tint brush, take a marker, right? Take that marker and autograph that motherfucker. Autograph it. All right, each tint brush, since I want $800 for it, just scribble some shit on the motherfucker. Tint brush. Or TB like Tom Brady. That way you know he personally sold that motherfucker to you. Tint brush. TB. On the forehead. Each tint brush should, for $800, bro? Come on, dude. That's what I'm saying. Tint brush should have TB or something on the motherfucker. For $80? Fuck out of here, dude. You want that much money? I need your autograph. Because he is an award-winning tinter. He's the fastest shrinker on planet Earth. Earth. Niggas with a lisp say it like that. Earth. Like they're spitting out if they got a fucking dog hair in their mouth. Earth. And poor tint sauce, you don't need no motherfucking autograph. He ain't asking that much. But the tint brush, nigga can't at least autograph the bitch. I'm gonna get off my rant. I'm gonna get off my fucking rant.
And that's it. You know, all this chemist and mixing and all that crap, I ain't got time for that. I need to do my installs and go on with my day.
There you go.
So there you go. My ratio of water is actually soap. It's a little bit of Dawn with water in it. That's it. There's no distilled water, nothing like that. There's regular old sink water and Dawn soap. And
I use sink water too.
There we go. Doing the.
We finally got to see every now and then when I get a chance to see Anthony Baez' face. You remember Chris Fix? He's probably like the top dude on YouTube on how to fix your car, DIY. This motherfucker had what was it, Kevin? Motorcycle helmet on for like 18 years. Then he finally showed his face. Anthony Baez. Know what you look like. Good looking dude. Got that Puerto Rican beard. I can't get that. That's why I just say fucking shave my shit. Good looking dude. He don't show his face. Keeps it mysterious. All right, let's get back to it.
Install. I have my wife laying that side first. Like I explained to you before. It's just a lot more easier working on that side. And then bringing it to my side, as you can tell, it's going to be less film that I have to mess with versus doing a whole roll on that one section.
Another veteran move that you might not notice that he's doing, he's not pushing it all the way to the top where the mirror's at. Oh, you caught that too? Yes, I caught that too. Because it's got the black plastic thing, and if you push it up, you're going to have to slide it over to get it in place. So if you leave it down, and it's got those dots that do not want to let go of the film once it's stuck on there. You leave it off, and you get same with the Dodge Charger back windows. It's a veteran move.
Now, I can't do this by myself, but the thing is, that's why I have my wife with me, is because there was two vehicles, and sometimes...
See how he had that room? Because if he had shifted it over, see? Now he puts it up top.
Now, I did see
veteran move.
Someone was saying something about the magnet. Now, the magnet...
They don't always teach you that shit. That's something I learned on my own, and trust me, I've watched every contender on YouTube. Figured that out on my own.
But for me...
Well, that didn't have the dots, but I'm sure that's just...
Rarely.
Learned repetitive behavior.
For me, especially when it's hot like this and we're working in the sun,
and it's hot, bro.
So I don't got time for magnets or tape. I just asked my wife to help me out. We knock it out. There you go. And then I'm also using the Orange Crush, which is like my go-to squeegee.
Orange Crush ain't bad. I use that for a long time.
I used to use the blue one, but it used to leave like a sneaker mark in the film, and I don't know. It just wasn't my cup of tea. So I just stuck with the Orange Crush and roll with it. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, one last thing with the important sauce. As you can tell, before I ever used the important sauce, I used to get like tiny little contamination around the mirror. But ever since we use that important sauce, or, you know, whatever you guys use, PPF gel, whatever the case is, I noticed that it really holds the contamination pretty damn good.
Here's another. The, if you already do a pretty good job, honestly, in your opinion, if you do a good job, and I'm sure Anthony Baez does, him saying this right now, unbiased, we all know specks around the mirror. I don't get no. Shut up. Little specks around the mirror dot. When he's saying without this, I saw a video that Richard Glenn Jackson put out where he had a big chunk, it looked like a little chunk of metal, dude, like a metal booger. And it was, I don't know if he purposely put it on there, noticed it was on there, grabbed the camera, took a video. That gel grabbed it and pushed it out. I like that, dude. So any little speck, it's going to grab, if it's going to grab that big ass chunk of like metal booger thing, it's going to grab those little particles, get them out of the way and throw them on the ground.
Good when it comes
to tighten up that area.
The size of the panels.
That alone could just make it worth it in general. Squirt that around that area, bro.
I mean, this was actually a very, very good install. Yes, it was very hot. You can see the gel right there. It was very hot outside, but it was kind of like, I want to say maybe around in the 80s. So yeah, maybe not too hot.
So in the car, it's like 100.
But when we did do the black truck, man, it felt like it was 90 degrees because some reason in the afternoon it just gets hot. I think at this time it was like 11:30, so it didn't get like that peak time. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this install. We just got to wipe it up and then call it a day. There you go.
Damn. And that's why he runs the mobile window tint group, bro. Comments are nothing but praise. Ben Tinter. Eric Escobedo, he said, GD, been tinting a long time and I rarely get impressed on people's techniques on shrinking windshields, but this impressed the hell out of me. Great fucking work. He hasn't, and I did my research, he hasn't posted nothing before. Never post. Now he posts, says that. Got Jeremy Jonathan, another great, it's my dog right there. Window tinter out of the Florida area. So I'm saying, bro, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. My opinion, Anthony Baez, as far as skill-wise, and this is just one of many. If you decide to make more videos, Anthony Baez, or lives, you have a nice audience, bro. You know what you're doing. If you decide to. These long-form videos,